So the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 12 Mini are out and about. At least their orders are being shipped and some of the reviewers have put out their videos. So I'm interested to see exactly what they have to say. Now, normally I was just going to watch this on my own and just, watch it. But I actually had some people in the comment section ask me if I was going to do some reaction videos of those videos. So I figured since I'm going to watch them anyway, you can watch them with me. Some of y'all really like these videos. So I figured why not? I might as well do it. This is YouTube. You ain't got nothing else better to do. Otherwise you wouldn't be on my video right now. So let's just go ahead and do that thing. Where we take a look at the iPhone 12 Pro Max and iPhone 12 Mini reviews. Or is that what they actually even are? Well, we're going to find out right after this.
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. So a couple of the larger YouTubers have the iPhone 12 Mini and iPhone 12 Pro Max and have had them for a while, are now doing their videos, just came out. So like I said, I was going to watch them anyway. And some of y'all wanted me to do more reaction videos. I've done a couple of these already. I'll leave links in the description below and in the end screens if you like this format of video. I have a couple now. And they're really fun for me personally. I'm going to watch these videos anyway, so might as well watch them with you. What I really want to find out is the battery life of these two phones and, of course, the camera quality of these phones. Are they much different than the 12 and the 12 Pro? I would expect the answer is largely no, with the exception of the 12 Pro Max. I expect there to be slight differences because, as I've said in previous videos, it has a slightly different lens. So, without any further ado, let me go back to the studio where I live stream my Saturday morning live streams. If you have not been any of those, you should hit the subscribe button. And GadgetCast, my enormously popular podcast with Greg from Grace Gadgets. Let's go back there right now. So let's start with iJustine. I've actually already done a reaction to some of her stuff before the 12 and 12 Pro video. I'll put a link to that in the description below. And people seem to like it based on some of the analytics I can see on that video. People really like that. So we'll stop by her unboxing and see what she has to say before we go on to some other people.
Today we're unboxing the gold iPhone 12 Pro Max and the product red 12 Mini.
Now here's a couple of things. Number one, the gold is interesting because, like I said in a previous video, the part of it that looks really good is the actual outside. It's the back that isn't like as impressive to me, but still a cool color to choose. Bruh, that's pretty cool. What a cool sequence that was. I mean, who thinks to do that? That's pretty dope.
Because the size comparison, the actual physical size of this phone is not much larger than the 11 Pro Max. They were able to extend the screen slightly because of the way that this now is designed. The edges are all flat and the bezels are slightly smaller. So it does give you just a little bit more screen, but when you're holding it, it does feel about the same size as the 11 Pro Max, but it has a much easier hold. Because
I also noticed on the back that the Apple logo is actually kind of hard to see, and in some shots you don't see it at all. And considering how much Apple loves its branding, this was a really interesting choice.
As for the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max are almost identical except for two things: the telephoto and the wide-angle lens. In the 12 Pro Max, it has a 65mm telephoto lens, whereas the 12 Pro only has 52. You can also optically zoom in 2x for an even closer shot. The sensor on the Pro Max is 47% larger than the 12 Pro, and it also has sensor shift technology, which is allowing for enhanced image stabilization. So the actual sensor is doing the stabilization as opposed to the lens itself.
And this is important because those are the differences. And a lot of those differences might not actually make a difference to you at all. For me, it's battery life on the 12 Pro Max and the size that are going to be the things that really push me over the edge. As far as anything else,
We're filming on two different phones. I have the Pro Max, Jenna has the Mini, and we're just gonna kind of film some content. Yeah?
I will say that the quality of the front-facing camera is pretty darn good. There's times when you're watching this, you forget they're actually filming this on a phone. We live in really cool times. By the way, where do these girls live? I mean, they got like mountains and stuff out here. They live in that wildlife. Me, I got a 7-Eleven up the road and a Safeway and we used to have an Albertsons, but that ain't even around no more. Well, we do have Bears. We have Bears. Next up is Andrew Edwards, old school OG on tech YouTube, plus everywhere else on the internet. He's actually local to me. Real nice guy. I think he's an unapologetic Apple fanboy, but he's going to say he's not. Just go on Twitter sometime and try to go back and forth with him about how Apple isn't number one, and he'll give you all types of facts about why they are, while trying to pretend like he's not being a fanboy about it. Ask me how I know.
Okay, as I said, this is a package from Apple, and it's iPhone 12 mini and iPhone 12 Pro Max.
I like to point out that Andrew Edwards has more tech and TVs and everything that gets sent to him every single week. Yeah, he won't invite me over. And the next time he does a yard sale, though, I'm there. I'm first in line. He's got so much tech.
Launch week, so we have a pretty good idea of what's inside. So let's get this guy opened up. Right up front, we have some iPhones and some accessories.
Is it me, or is that strange the way Apple packaged this? Now, he got this from Apple. There's not a lot of stuffing in there. You know, those boxes have been rattled around and everything. Apple, you need to step your game up or something. What is that?
In the black box, this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Looks like this is the graphite color, and it has 512 gigabytes of...
Bro, they gave him like the big storage options of both phones. I'm not hating.
There's also the iPhone 12 Pro Max MagSafe leather case.
I ordered one of these, and I'm ashamed of myself.
When Apple said mini, they meant mini. This phone is tiny.
You see that sparkle in his eye? He gonna sit here and say that he just appreciates Apple and that he's not a fanboy. But that dude just had a sparkle in his eye like he wanted to swipe right.
Now remember, the power adapter is no longer included in the box, so you can pick one up from Apple for $19 or just use whatever you were using with your previous device.
I've talked about this before. That's not completely true. This is a Lightning to USB-C adapter. The vast majority of people that are going to be upgrading from an older iPhone do not have a USB-C power adapter. So yes, they can use their old Lightning cable, of course. But now they got an extra cable that's not doing them any good. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to save people the e-waste, then do it right. Like, this is backwards.
Wow. This one is almost as impressive due to how opposite it is from the mini. This is a large phone. Obviously, it's the Pro Max, so it is the largest size iPhone, but this phone feels pretty substantial.
Get you someone that looks at you like Andrew looks at the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 12 mini. Next up is Jonathan Morrison, and you're not going to hear me say one bad thing about Jomo. This guy is literally one of the nicest people, most genuine people I've ever met. Thank goodness I had an opportunity in my first year of being on YouTube to go out to California and kind of hang with Jomo for a while. He was incredibly hospitable. One of the coolest, dopest, most real dudes I've ever met. I can't wait to hang out with him again as soon as all this crap is over in the world. He's such an amazing guy. And of course, his quality content is just... So let's go check out what Jomo has to say about the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 12 mini.
iPhone 12 Pro Max. I've got a chance to spend about a week in two completely different worlds. On one hand, you have everything that is great about the iPhone 12 in a compact, tiny form factor that, spoiler alert, I kind of really like, and you have a 6.7-inch monster of a phone with a new camera system, a new telephoto lens, and as I kind of break down my final thoughts in more in-depth video, just wanted to share what I thought so far, and while we're at it, shoot this on the 12 Pro Max and the front-facing camera on the 12 mini. Now, this is being recorded in Dolby Vision HDR. However, if you're watching this here on YouTube, you're watching it in SDR. And if you're thinking, well, what is the point? Don't worry.
Okay, a couple things. Number one, Jomo's never afraid to put his money where his mouth is, and he will shoot videos on an iPhone on his 2 million plus subscriber channel because he just loves the tech that's out there. It's amazing. But secondarily, you might notice that the front-facing camera is quite a big step down in quality from the back. Now, that, of course, makes sense in general because the back-facing camera is always better than the front-facing. However, there does seem to be a huge step down in quality. Now, this could be because of his lighting in this particular situation or the angle at which it's being shot. But right now, the front is almost potato compared to the back. Check this out again.
I got you. Down below, I'll drop a link to the source file so you can see exactly what this looks like on your device. If you're on an iPhone with an OLED display, you should see a huge difference, but the cool thing is, if you're on iOS 14.1 or later, on an iPhone 8 or later, you should still see a huge difference compared to what you're watching here on YouTube. With the wide angle lens, you're getting a much bigger sensor, there is better stabilization, and as far as the telephoto lens, aka that third camera you don't get on the 12, there is now a 65mm focal length equivalent opposed to the 52 we are normally used to. Before I dive into that myself, I am a video nerd, so I was really curious to check that out. Gotta say, it did not disappoint. The first thing that I noticed is the extra depth that you get because of that bigger sensor, which translates to these beautiful, beautiful tonaballs. The coolest part here is, yes, this was shot and captured in Dolby Vision HDR, but because of the depth, the dynamic range, the latitude that you retain, the flexibility you have is bananas. If you're in Final Cut Pro and you have an HDR clip in an SDR timeline, the only thing you have to do is head over to the exposure tab and then drag the highlights down until things start to look normal. Seconds later, you have a beautiful SDR clip that is also future-proof with that HDR metadata, and if you want a breakdown of that and how it works, definitely check out my 12 Pro review. There's something about the 12 mini that is really, really enticing. Like for real, I am super tempted to use the mini. It's compact, it's lightweight, it's just kind of refreshing when you're used to using a giant phone.
See, this is the one thing that a lot of people are going to start talking about. The mini is kind of this intoxicating small form factor. For me, again, I can't do it. I need battery life that I'm going to be able to rely on, and a small screen's just not going to do it for me. But I haven't noticed any real talk about battery life on any of these initial couple videos, and I'm sure that in the full reviews we'll hear more about it. A little disappointed that we don't have any ideas yet. Now, maybe one of the other videos I'll review here in a second might talk about it, but so far, nothing.
Maybe more so than that lens, the only thing that would really hold me from going to the mini is LiDAR. LiDAR, I think, is super underrated. You, of course, get all those AR benefits, but as far as the cameras go, you get night mode portrait shots, better autofocus in low light, and because there's much better depth data, you get better portrait shots, better cutouts, especially on objects, not people.
This is actually really, really good, because the one thing that I've had to say about the camera on my iPhone 11 Pro Max is the portrait modes, especially when I'm doing my own face, always cuts off my ear and like glasses and stuff that I wear. Like, it's actually pretty bad. So hopefully LiDAR will help with that. Now, of course, LiDAR's on the back of the phone, and I'm usually using, whenever I'm doing like a portrait mode of myself, I'm using the front facing camera, but hopefully there's some additional fixes, because it's not unusable, but it darn near is. Love Joe Mo. Make sure you check out his channel for the full review. He's going to go way in the depth like he always does, and probably bring up points that a lot of other creators don't bring up. That's why I really love checking out Joe Mo's videos. Last up is Mr. Who's the Boss, Aaron. Really great guy. I've actually collabed with him before. Fantastic stuff. His quality is amazing, and I'm really looking forward to see what he has to say about these. Now, these all appear to be unboxings. Some of them say review in the title, but I haven't really seen any real reviews here, mostly unboxings. Now, Aaron says unboxing and review. We'll see. Still, to this point, no information about battery life, and that's kind of concerning. Now, I assume all of these channels will have full-on reviews. Of course, I'll have my own as soon as mine comes in and I grab it, like the peasant that I am. But let's see what Aaron has to say.
I want to focus on the Pro Max for 3 reasons. 1, I'm just generally someone who likes big phones with big batteries.
Confirmed! Aaron's into the big badunkadunk. Let's go, baby, let's go!
2, my main phone for the last 6 months has been the 11 Pro Max, so this is the natural successor. And 3, because for this year in particular, the Pro Max is not just a big version of the Pro, like it has been in the past. This is a phone that can do more. This is more like the iPhone 12 Ultra. So I was properly excited for this. Literally the moment it dropped through my door, I grabbed it, legged it upstairs, fumbled around with my camera, whacked my lights on, and just dived straight in. I think within 40 minutes of this entering the premises, I'd completely switched over to it.
Now, this is something that has happened to me as well, where I went from an Android lover, or someone who's been using Galaxy Note lines of phones for many, many years, to an iOS user, an iPhone user, since the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and he's kind of done the same thing. So him talking about becoming and using his iPhone as his main phone is something that I found to be true for me as well. And the thing about it is, you start to find out how many friends of yours have iPhones when you start iMessaging them and doing silly things. So listen, I get it, Aaron. I'm with you.
Is this new flat design. Not pretty much flat, not slightly curved, just bang, bang, flat. And it's not lost on me. You know, every time I take out the iPhone 12, even a month on, I still think to myself, yeah, that's a pretty suave looking phone. But at the same time, it is kind of confusing. Because if you look around, you'll notice that generally speaking, tech is moving towards curvature, towards adapting to the human form, and just feeling really organically woven into our lives. You'll notice how phones now are softer and smoother, how earphones are now built around the actual shapes of our ears, how cars are more streamlined and comfortable. The iPhone 12 design kind of feels at odds with that. I've been using a phone that I probably wouldn't have otherwise picked. I would have just gone for the big one, but instead, I've been using the small one. And having had that time to properly use this before switching to the iPhone 12 Pro Max has made me realize that there's an absolutely enormous difference between the two. Don't get me wrong, I've been sort of happy on the 12 Pro. I'm getting 5G signal in places I wasn't expecting to. It's so fast, but in the end it is a small phone with a small battery. And when you factor in the extra drain that comes from having 5G on it, it doesn't last nearly as long as the iPhone I'd come from.
And this has been my thing about these phones for a while now. I've said this from the beginning, I'm getting the Pro Max because of the battery life. I can't go through half of a day, maybe at CES or something like that, where I don't really have a lot of options to be able to charge my phone. I don't want to have to worry about that. My 11 Pro Max has served me well, especially on the battery life side of things. I just can't sacrifice that. It's a no-go.
I've got a full battery comparison coming very soon, so a sub for that would be absolutely grand, but importantly, it lasts long enough.
And finally, we're getting an answer. Mr. Who's the Boss, Aaron, does a great job on his battery test, so that's what I'm going to be really interested in. So I guess you're going to have to go to his channel, subscribe, and make sure you watch that. I guess we're not going to get that answer specifically today. He says long enough, which I assume means at least 11 Pro Max long enough, but I mean, who knows?
Like, for me, the iPhone 12 Pro Max camera is a bigger jump over the iPhone 12 Pro camera than the 12 Pro is over last year's iPhones. Or in other words, the difference in camera quality within the 12 generation is bigger than the difference between the 12 and the 11 generation. By far, the most important improvement is the fact that the main camera sensor is almost 50% bigger than the one on the normal iPhone 12 Pro. And this in itself brings 5 separate benefits. 1, slightly more detail. The fact that it can process more light now means it can gather just a bit more information. 2, the extra light you're getting makes more and more of a difference the darker you get. And so as you get to nighttime, it is the difference between, that photo's looking a bit rough, to, yeah, actually, it's kind of comfortable.
This is exactly another kind of cherry on top why the Max is going to be better than the Pro. But again, I'm going to point out, if you get a Pro, you shouldn't have 2 levels of Pro. It should be 1 level of Pro. Apple, shame on you.
Finally, most importantly for me, is improved depth of field. So you can take photos without using portrait mode and still get this lovely separation of foreground and background. Versus the price of the 12 Pro, Apple's own phone, is not a big price jump. If you look at Samsung or Huawei, their ultra flagships are both...
I've talked about this before. The price jump between the two means you should go to the Pro Max 9 times out of 10, unless you don't like a bigger phone. And again, that comes back to shame on Apple. They did a good thing by making it only a $100 difference, but the fact of the matter is the better phone is the Pro Max. Sure, you should get more for your money, I suppose, but if it's the Pro level, it should all be the same. So there you go. We still don't really know a couple of important things as far as the battery life of the Mini and the Max. These are all first impressions, which is kind of too bad. I was hoping to learn a little bit more about the battery. Aaron does kind of hint that it's good enough, whatever that means. I guess we'll find out in full reviews, especially when I come out with my full review, whatever the heck that's going to look like. I can't wait for that. So anyway, I have some other videos here. If you like these reaction videos, I'll leave these at the end screen, and of course the link in the description below, and links to all of these videos as well. Thank you so much for joining me. See you again next time. Peace and love. Crap, what am I supposed to do here again? Wait for the video to end. Hi, Aaron.